Hello, my name is Lillian Sebastian. I'm sitting on the famous senior block at Paul Blazer High School. I'm here with the Superintendent of Ashland Schools, Mr. Steve Gilmore. Mr. Gilmore, can you tell me a little about the high school?
Okay, Lillian, let me take you back a little bit. The work on this facility began in 1960. It took a couple of years. It took $2.5 million to build all the buildings on this campus, and I kind of relate that to we have been doing a lot of renovations here over the last 4 or 5 years. We've spent about $8 or $10 million just doing some remodeling. So the whole school was built for $2.5 million back in the early 60s. The first class to graduate from Paul Blazer High School's new campus was 1963. So it's been a long, long time. There were actually 7 buildings included in the original design, and as you came up the campus, building 1 is administration, cafeteria, and library. Building 2 is predominantly English, some special education, foreign language. Then building 3 over here to the east side of the campus holds our science department, math department, and home economics or family living department. Then as you go up the top of the campus, building 4 is the industrial education building. Number 5 building is art building. Number 6 behind me is where, when I came over to teach and coach at this high school, that's where my room was in building 6, and that's where social studies and business offices. As you go down the campus hill to building 7, which is the gymnasium, the band room, choir, girls and boys locker rooms for physical education, as well as locker rooms and gymnasium for the Tomcats. So originally this hillside consisted of a goat farm, and also there were a lot of coal mines down underneath here. Years ago in the summer, the coaches were given jobs with kids that wanted to work in the summer to make a little extra money, and we did a lot of refurbishing around the campus. It didn't look as nice as we have it looking now, of course, but we, back under building 6 in particular, since I was teaching in that building, we found some pretty big holes, so we took a flashlight and slid down in those holes, and once you slid down you could stand up and walk around, and I would stand there and picture men from many years ago, probably in there mining coal. Probably it wasn't a whole lot of coal to sell so much on the market, but probably people sold it for homes, just to heat their homes. And all of that, all of this hill is kind of honeycombed with old coal mines.
How old is the school?
Well, the first class that graduated came here the fall of '62, and so in the spring they were the 1963 graduates. Okay, so from '63 to 2000 is how many years? 63 from 100. How would you say that? I knew what you were going to say. 37 years. Okay, so then from 2000 to 2012 plus 37 is how long? 49. Actually, this fall was the 50th year for this campus, and a lot of classes, the first classes that graduated in '63, we invited 63, 64, and 65 because the '65 class were the first sophomores to come here as 10th graders. So we had a little reunion here back in July, and we had maybe 150 graduates from those 3 years, and they toured the campus and were able to see all the changes that we made. When I coached here, the canopies were about to fall in, and that was a long time ago, so you can imagine what kind of shape they were in. So over the last couple of years, we put all new sidewalks, all new canopies, we put new heating and air conditioning, new windows. We changed building 6 totally. We've done a lot of work in 3, but we're hoping to move to 2, finish half of 3. Building 1's pretty completed. So for a school building that's 50 years old, and if you look at it, it was kind of modern, certainly non-traditional, which the way they were building schools back then. They were just building one big building, and like the old high school building, is down on 26th and Lexington Avenue. You know where Alumni Gym is? That big building next to it is now a church. That was the old high school, and that was built in 27. So from 27 to 62, that was where all of the classes from Blazer, or it wasn't called Blazer High School then. In fact, it's called Blazer High School because Paul G. Blazer was the president and founder of Ashland Oil, and he donated $100,000 towards the construction, and they purportedly used that to build the pool.
Can we take a little tour of the school?
Sure, why not? Yes, it is where I coached, Lillian. Been a lot of great teams here through this gym. A lot of great teams have been here playing against the Ashland Tomcats. This gym seats about 1,300 people, and it's host not only to the regular season of girls and boys basketball, but the Ashland Invitational Tournament is one of the best tournaments in the state of Kentucky. A lot of great Tomcats have got college scholarships from playing in this very gym. Very few high schools, very few high schools have swimming pools. And we've had this pool since 1963. I would venture to say there might have been maybe one or two high schools in Louisville, maybe one in Lexington since then. There are a few others now, but we were a real pace setter in the Ashland schools in the state of Kentucky when this pool was built for our Tomcat swim team and for our physical education classes.
High school a great school?
A lot of things, Lillian. We have a lot of great students, a lot of great teachers. We have a lot of good athletes. We have a tradition of excellence here in both education, in classroom performance, and in athletics. It's a great combination to have in a high school. We're known all over the eastern part of the country, but certainly throughout the state of Kentucky as a flagship high school, one of the best education you can get, and outstanding sports teams. That's what makes Ashland Blazer great.
That's great. Thank you, Granddad.
Well, you're welcome.